Welcome to part 2 of the Redflex review of Manchester United versus Leicester City, which was a pivotal game, which I talked about extensively in the preview. It was a match which was going to show our title credential, basically. I don't know whether it was a good point, because obviously Leicester are above us in the table, let's be fair, or we should have done better. What do you think, Jugs?
I think it's an opportunity miss. Okay, looking at the league table, find they're ahead of us or not, but on today, like just today's performance, I don't think Leicester are at it. I thought the clear-cut chances were all Man United's, and I really do think it's a massive opportunity missed. And just to get that, to keep building that euphoria that everyone's building that we're on a title race, just to stamp an authority, I think that's a big statement that we missed out on today.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I kept talking about it again and again and again in the preview. I was like, look, this is the difference between us joining that conversation or it's just all talk. So we win that game, we're really knocking on the door of Liverpool. That's the first time in a very long time. Like today, we have a couple of group chats with lots of different people in, and when Leicester scored the equaliser, all the Liverpool fans were like, "Oh, come on, Leicester!" And I was like, "I have not seen that. I've not seen that for a very long time." So it felt like to me that even Liverpool fans know that we're not messing around. But obviously, we get to a certain point, and we've just kind of let ourselves down. I mean, it will probably come into fruition a little bit later down the line whether this was a good point or it was 2 points lost, because like I said, depending on how Leicester continue, if Leicester carry on and they finish in the top 4, then yeah, we'll look back and we'll probably think, you know what, that point was okay. But if Leicester, fizzle out like they have the tendency to do, then we're going to rue this chance. Because like I said, we could have been, what we on 27 now? They're on 28? Yeah. And Liverpool on 31. So yeah, we could have been 29 points. Liverpool with a game to go, 2 points, pressures on Liverpool. All right, they're only playing West Brom, but, they lose that one. The next game, the momentum would have been building nicely.
Yeah.
It would have been Liverpool versus Manchester United, could have been a top-of-the-table clash, and it could have been winner takes top spot. But at the moment, unless something drastic happens to Liverpool, I don't think it's going to be the way. Talking about the game today, how did you think it went? Where do you think it was won or lost? We talked a lot about the midfield battle. Was it the midfield battle, or was it something completely different?
I think it's a mix of a few things, like always, right? You can look at the top of the end, what the strikers, they didn't take the chances, and this is becoming a common theme now. And then you look at the other end with the sloppiness at the back. I thought we were moving forward when we saw the Leeds game, where we played McTominay in a more box-to-box role, using his strengths, running beyond Bruno, using his pace and power. Yeah. But again, today we took a step back and we played him as another CDM. And ultimately, because he's not a natural CDM, he didn't close down. He didn't have that instinct to close down.
Yeah, very quiet game today. Yeah, comparatively.
He didn't have that instinct. If that was Fred, he'd be bam on him straight away. Just the instinct on him. So I think just those little things there. I think a little bit of selection. I don't understand Dan James's inclusion. I think against Leeds, I agree with it. Fine, they play a unique style of football. We can get beyond them. There's tons of grass ahead, and Dan James is perfect for that. Fine, no problem. But today, we know that Leicester are coached well. They're organised. There's going to be no space, and he lost the ball a lot. The break, the flow wasn't quite there because he couldn't play the intricate passes. It just wrecks up that sort of flow, and I didn't feel that flow today. Lindelof on the right back was a bit of a strange one, although I think he did play there a few times for Benfica. I'm not sure, but I just don't quite see I didn't quite see why. I just thought maybe there were other options, better options. Twanzebe, again, he had a decent game against Everton. Why not? But I think just a few little things there.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, we're talking about 2 points lost here by the looks of it. Osman, thanks for joining us. A little bit late, but better late than never. How do you think the game went? Do you think it's a good point, or do you think it's 2 points lost? we're having a bit of technical difficulty
He's
here with
muted.
Usman. I think he's muted. Might need to go on. You bringing it back? Hello. Okay. I'm going to try and jump back in. Hopefully he jumps back in and his technical difficulties sorted. But yeah, is this a theme of Manchester United now? Like, let's play devil's advocate now. A lot of people were saying, you know, as long as I'm going to take it completely left field now. A lot of people were saying, you know, and as long as the shadow of Pochettino was there on the back of Solskjaer, the performances were good. There was an intensity about it. There was this, there's that. Do you think this has got anything to do with that? Do you think this is, oh yeah, Pochettino's out the window now, Solskjaer's got a clear run, and now that he's got a clear run, the performances are going to dip?
No, what I saw today was nothing new. The sloppiness at the back's been going on for months. You know, even end of last year, nothing's changed there. Even when Pochettino was breathing on Ole's neck. You know, if you look at the recent history as well, the past 3 games, we've conceded 2 goals in each game. Leeds, Sheffield, today. It's a common theme, and the sort of lack of predatory instinct and that finishing has been there for a while as well. Rashford, we know he's just, you know, that's something that's working on his game. There's nothing new. I don't think Pochettino has anything to do with this. I just think Ole now should just, you know, he has a free run. He doesn't have to look behind his shoulder. He just needs to focus even more. So, but then again, we're crediting him for, you know, breaking out when the pressure's on. And maybe that little pressure was good in a way. So we're going to see.
Time will definitely tell. So let's try and break the game down into the sections. Rashford, what was it, about 90 seconds in? Clear header, should have scored. You know, had that been Edison Cavani, different story. But then again, we've already talked about the selection. So Dan James was a strange one. I don't know the logic behind that. Yeah, I understand that Cavani can't and probably shouldn't, with his past injury record, be playing 2 games per week, 90 minutes at a time. So I can see why he didn't start, but we've surely had some other options. Surely Mason Greenwood, I'm sure he was on the bench. We're going to try that. But anyway, let's see if we can get Usman back in. Hello?
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Brilliant. Sorry, I had some technical issues earlier.
Don't worry about it. So 2 points lost or a good point gained from your perspective?
2 points lost. Like,
break it down for us. Why? What was about the game that you thought we should have done better?
Well, first of all, our strikers need to be putting away their chances. So I think Rashford in the opening minute, not any striker could score that. I think even a defender, other than our defenders, could score that goal on the header. Yeah, the time, the space is literally, how can you not hit target? So and I mean, everybody's going on about how Schmeichel's save was excellent, but I think it's more about, again, as Rashford.
Are you talking about the second one where he was put through?
Second, put through. I think, again, he should have scored that. I don't think the save was that excellent because it was the right height. The keeper didn't have to go too far.
Low across the box, and I think, low across the box, and he wouldn't have given him a chance, let's be honest.
Yeah. And then Martial's movement, I mean, it was a good finish with Martial. But again, how can you, with that much room and space you've got, so you're not even that tight, is how can you not control your run that much? And it was a slightly offside, but it was still offside, and you had enough space to manage that. I mean, that's just the strikers first. And then let me not start with the defence, because I think the defence is shambolic. And it's been shambolic since the start of the season, from last season. And even with the changes as of today, I still think it's shambolic.
In recent weeks, I have felt as though when I watch United now, I have a more calmness about me because of our performances. I don't feel, all right, I do feel that our defense has a mistake in it, but for some reason I feel as though we're not as panicked. Yes, we do make an error which usually tends to lead to a goal, but our general play, we're not like that the headless chicken. Remember that there was that meme going around about Maguire, where he's got the ball and he just keeps doing like circles for about 5 minutes. You know, that
Against
kind of thing.
Chelsea,
I don't see
yeah,
that anymore.
but
Like, I
do you
don't
think
see that.
that's-
I understand. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Shambolic defending. It's just because that any error we make results in a goal. But our general play, I don't know whether it's just me, or whether I'm just like, because we're doing well, like my vision or my perception of the game's changed. I feel as though there is a little bit more, like, I wouldn't say
Stability?
solidity. Not,
Yeah.
not solidity, because I know we're always prone, but I don't feel as though we're like panic. Like all the, like previously it used to be like last ditch defending, everyone's diving in and, you know, like clearing it off the line and stuff like that. Now we're just getting done by like crappy stuff. Like the Vardy goal was, like, to be fair, I think it was going wide, you know.
I think
I
it was.
think
Forget his goal.
snapshot.
Yeah, I mean, it probably was, but was stopping Shaw for like closing down the player, and then he had one strike. Obviously, his movement's good. I don't doubt Vardy's movement. I think it's fantastic, but you could have stopped the cross coming in, or you could have like managed it. It's like there's no responsibility. Like, and you go back to Maguire. I still think Maguire is a calamity. Like, I still think not only you're a captain, but how you shepherd the defense. So there's no like management of it. You're the captain. You're the centre back. You should be like directing the defense as well. But I don't see that. So I know obviously it was a bit of a lucky goal, but I still think where the initial cross, I think Luke Shaw was probably out of position, even though he generally had a good game.
I think to be fair, I think he's done that all season. Like him and Wan-Bissaka preventing crosses is non-existent. It literally non-existent.
Yeah.
Like at least Shaw was even near the guy when he crossed it. He was close. Wan-Bissaka usually nowhere near.
It was on the other side.
Anyway, we've talked a lot about the defense. Let's move on, Jugs, to the midfield. Like, were you happy with the selection? Obviously, to be fair, it's his preferred selection. Let's be honest. This is the team that he likes to play. Was there anything you would have done different?
It's a big call. I mean, I'm still not happy with McTominay's role. Like, if he's going to play him based on Leeds' performance, on the performance they did at Leeds, that's fine. You can't drop a player when he's got an assist and 2 goals. It's quite harsh.
Yeah.
I just think the role that he set out for him just went backwards. He's not playing to his strengths. You know, like I said, the first goal, he's not closing that down because he's not defensively intelligent enough to do that. I think he was hopping around. He did, you know, if it was Fred in that position, like I said before, 100%, he would have gone in tenacious, you know, because that's his instinct. And Fred, by the way, Fred had a fantastic game. He's my man of the match. Right, my man of the match. I think he's underrated, to be honest. Yeah, but yeah, I wasn't too disappointed with the selection. Just the roles within that selection in the midfield.
The thing was that something I talked about in the preview was the games against Everton and Leeds. We played a very, very high press, very high press, which is what gave McTominay license to be higher up the pitch. But then because we were so scared of Vardy and Leicester's pace on the counter in general, we didn't play that high line today. Yeah. Which is, again, the reason why McTominay was found in a deeper starting position. So do you think that was something to do with it? Do you think we should, you keep praising the Leeds game and the Everton game. You think that should be our style of play going forward?
I'd rather press on the high, like have a high line. And the reason we did that was because we had Eric Bailly today. So there was no real reason why McTominay was dropping deeper, because we shouldn't be worried about the pace because everybody's got that pace. Yeah. So that sort of counters it. So I think it's a bit of a mixed signal there. I don't know what we were so afraid of, whether they were afraid of Maddison, who hasn't really had a great season, I don't think. Yeah. Or there was nothing to be worried about. And I'd rather be pressing the other team back than us trying to be pressing back, because I think that flow, again, like I talked about, was missing. And it's always missing when we play 2 defensive midfielders, deeper. We're not getting the ball quick enough to our forwards. That whole sort of process just breaks down. So,
yeah, I think against the better teams who are coming forward, Usman, the 2 deep playmakers, we do suffer. Let's be honest. I think against the lesser teams who are one of the, like the Burnleys of the world, who are going to fight and scrape and foul. And you want 2 combative midfielders. But against Leicester, who are second in the table, playing well, play good expansive football. I think we needed more people to hold the ball and keep possession, because there was one point at the start of the second half where on screen it flashed up that Leicester had like 82% possession. So what do you think about that?
So where's Van der Beek?
Like Van der Beek, Pogba, these are the kind of players I think. I mean, in hindsight, it's a wonderful thing. Like when we first saw the team sheet, other than Dan James, I wasn't really that disappointed, and maybe Lindelof right back. But
Lindelof right back, Dan James,
yeah,
and then you first of all, you're giving the opposition that mindset that actually we are, mind my language, we are a bit scared, so therefore we're playing out of those positions, and we only played Dan James with a counter-attacking mentality. When they attack us and then we have the chance to counter-attack, we'll play him, because he doesn't have the intelligence to do anything else other than run in space. It's openly.
There was one nice run that he made, a very good one, and if that had ended up in a goal, that'd probably been, you'd have been talking about that for a long time.
Yeah, but one nice run in 90 minutes or whatever, however many minutes is on the pitch. I think it's less than 90, but I mean, I think it's half time. I don't know whether it was just Pogba after half time in substitution, but it's like you said, is like you referred back to the percentage. There was like 82% or something higher. Now, yeah, you're right. Hindsight would be a good thing, and I think the reference about not dropping McTominay was difficult to do because he scored 2 goals in the game before. But we are like Fred and McTominay are our technical CDMs. I'm not really a CDM either, in my opinion. I don't see Fred as, but because again, it highlights the deficiency within the defense. Ollie or whatever is super scared that look, whether it be Maguire, Lindelof, whether it be Maguire, Bailly, whoever it is, that these guys need that sufficient cover. So maybe that's why Van der Beek doesn't start. But again, I think if he does start, you have more control of the game. And people have the provision that Van der Beek has to play in Fernandez's position, but he doesn't really, in my opinion. When I saw him at Ajax, he played multiple positions. And now, again, is that down to the coaching? What's been
I mean, we keep coming back to this about, to be fair, every time we have a good game, we kind of Solskjaer did well. And then when he doesn't have a good game, it's sort of, Solskjaer's tactically inept. And, we keep going around in these circles. Is it Solskjaer? Is it the players? Because when we do well, we do very well. And when we do badly, if you break it down, it's generally down to some sort of individual error, which you can't blame Solskjaer for.
Yeah, but I think also, other than the individual error, on the opposite side, there's an individual player that's, whether it be Fernandez or creating those magical moments. So it's not like
we're living off the individual brilliance, and we're dying from our individual errors.
Yeah, so
fair enough.
Then you've got to ask the coaching element. I mean,
I know what you mean. You have to ask questions, but when it goes well, it goes well. So I don't think there's enough there at the moment then to kind of be like, oh yeah, we have to get rid of the manager. I think now that Pochettino's gone, I don't think there could be that talk now of getting rid of the manager. So let's just try and we'll get towards the summary now. I think you've already alluded to, Jugs, that you were very impressed with Fred. Anyone else?
Fred and Fernandez.
Well, Bruno again.
I think Fred, and probably Fernandez had a bit. I mean, again, he had a mixed game, but he brings up the goods when needed, right? That's the issue.
Jugna, you agree with that?
Yep, 100%. 100%. Come with the minute, come with the man, Bruno. He's always there. He might have lose the ball a few times, but he always picked it.
Yeah, the guy's making me regret not putting him in my fantasy team. Every week I'll be like, you know what? He can't do it again. He can't do it again. Or he's not going to do it against Leicester. Or what is it? He's got 31 goal contributions in the last 29 games. This is this is unbelievable. Now, I mean, I've said this before. I don't want to hear no talk. I don't want to hear no Kevin De Bruyne talk or none of this, mate. Not having it. Not having no Kevin De Bruyne not having no talk of anyone else. The man's clear. The man is clear. He's just like, yo, listen, come outside, talk to me about it outside. You know what I mean? Guy rolls up his sleeves. I'm not having that. Goal contribution every game. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
This is like playing a game. This is like Football Manager. I'm not having it. But yeah, he's making me regret it. You know, I'm gonna have to do some like wild card and stuff because at the moment I can't afford him. I can't afford him in my dream team. So I'm gonna have to like do that reset thing where I get to choose all my players again because the guy, yeah, man. Even if he's having a no good, even if he's doing nothing, he'll come. Guys score. Then the thing is now, no one can even call him Fernandes because the man's scoring open play goals for fun. He's scoring open play goals for fun.
I think that was that gesture, wasn't it? The hat gesture.
Is that what it was?
I think that's the hat gesture that he did today. Yeah, I think it is. I think it is because he's been responding to that. I'd rather not take penalties, all this, and now he's scoring goals out of the box. So he's done the tip that thing.
Oh, okay. So he's letting people know. He's putting them on notice. All right, fair enough. So yeah, so United again. In summary, we were, you know, individual brilliance got us. What's that? Hello?
It was Jugs, I think you were saying.
Yeah. Anyway, so
like I said, this guy's a ball. He's different. He's different.
Yeah, he's different. He's different.
You do those cheeky little gestures and everything. Nobody else is going to do that.
He's different. He's different level. He's different level. So I think in summary, like I said, individual brilliance got us where we were, and individual errors once again because I think McTominay was at fault for the goal where Harvey Barnes took the shot from outside the box. Don't get me wrong, great shot. We wasn't closed down at all. Was not closed down. And then the second one was a combination of the usual suspects where Shaw didn't stop the cross, and then combination of Bailly and Twanzebe were nowhere near their man. So it is what it is. So there were like I said, Bruno was great, Fred was great, which they usually are. So that's that really. So moving on, looking forward, it is a blow to our title challenge. I mean, I'm calling it a title challenge. To be fair, we've not even been in the mix yet. We've not even been in the mix, but it is a blow to that. You know, for us to be considered as challengers, it's a blow. But going forward, like I said, it may prove to be something that we look back and say, you know what, Leicester, tough team. No one's getting points off them. We managed to get a draw, so that's fair enough. But going forward, is it Wolves next? I think it's Wolves. Maybe Wolves next. Yeah, I think
it's just after New Year's Day. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it's Wolves anyway. So whoever it is, do you think? I mean, we're still unbeaten. Let's be fair, Usman. We're still unbeaten. So yes, no. Are we still okay, or is this another one of those dips coming up?
I think Wolves have been our bogey team. So they just give. If it is Wolves, they give us plenty of trouble. I mean, again, it's the consistent. First of all, I don't think we should ever be talking about us being title contenders.
I was ready. Trust me, I was ready. This game had gone away. I was #21, mate. I was getting t-shirts made. I was going all in.
You was more brave than me. I mean, to be honest, I'm still pessimistic. I still question Ollie's coaching skills openly. I mean, obviously, it is the players' responsibilities to an extent. Again, I think if it's for strikers, I mean, in my opinion, maybe Cavani might be an option to start in that game, holding it up and his move. But I mean, Martial, again, it's quite difficult to say because I think they've generally had an all right game. I think my frustration with Rashford is if he has a bit too much time on his hand, he's not as clinical. But I think the defense, and I would even to an extent, I would even risk dropping Maguire. I mean, we've got this perception because of this 80 million price tag. We've Maguire has to play with either Bayern.
I think it's more because he's the captain now. He's been named captain.
Yeah, he's the captain.
You can't be captain on the bench.
Yeah, no, 100%. But again, as a captain, even today, when he's missed headers, his hands on his head, he's on his knees like a kid in a school playground. I see Fernandes as a better captain than Maguire.
Yeah, everyone does. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Really.
I don't think that you should blindly think, well, he's a captain and he's 80 million, so therefore what's stopping? Like, what's stopping to drop him other than being the captain?
He needs to get injured, basically. He needs to get injured. Yeah.
I'm happy if it happens during training. I don't wish injury on anybody, but
then that's the only way it's going to happen. Bruno becomes captain, and then hopefully it's sort of like, oh, you know what, Maguire, we just kind of leave him captain now because he's been doing all right.
Well,
but
they could have done that after the PSG game.
Yeah, they could have, but it's not going to happen.
PSG game.
They're not going to give him after one game. Like it's going to be like, say if he was injured, let's just say, I don't want him to because he's still a part of our team. 6-month injury, and and then it'd be an easier, seamless transition. I don't think Solskjaer wants to break his confidence, but because this is the last game before, I think, like you said, we played New Year's Day or January the 2nd or something. Yeah, just after. So this is the last time we'll get to speak before the transfer window officially opens. So bearing in mind where we are, like I said in the preview show, that if we are there or thereabouts come sort of mid-January, sort of like the Liverpool game time, the 17th, if we are there or thereabouts, I think the board should go in. They should go in, back the manager, get that one key signing that, potentially could be another Bruno Fernandes type catalyst to bring in. So my question to you is, what position does that have to be? I think I know what Osman's going to say, but Jugs, I'll come to you first.
Firstly, I think the board aren't going to do that. They're going to see the league position. They're going to say we're okay, because they're reactionary. They're not. They never do anything beforehand. But
so you think they're going to be like, oh yeah, we're in top 4 anyway. We don't need to spend to get into the top 4 sort of thing.
Exactly. I think that's what's going to happen. But
this is why I wanted us to be that much closer to Liverpool, because to put pressure on the board. So if we were like 1 point behind or even 1 point ahead, it'd be like, look, listen, now's the time to, if you want to take that step. But anyway, I agree with your point that they'll probably be like, whatever. But let's just say they were to say, you've got a player, one player. What area of the pitch are you strengthening?
Oh, it's a tough one. It's between a centre defensive midfielder and a proper solid centre defensive midfielder who can do the one-man job for what these two doing with Fred and Fred. Or centre back. Now, I just think we need leadership at the back at the moment. So I'll probably just go for a really good centre back.
Yeah, I think I can agree with that. I think Osman, you were gonna,
because we don't have a left foot centre back.
Yeah. Well, Alaba potentially, but anyway, Osman, you were gonna. Well, you've had a lot of talk about the shambolic defense, so I'm assuming you're looking for a centre back as well.
Yeah, I think it's unanimous, to be honest. Centre back with pace. I mean, it's a shame that Bailly's continuously is injury prone, because I've been a bit of a fan of him going back many years, but I think a centre back with pace, because like you said, I think Maguire is the undroppable for some reason. So then we need to complement that with having a centre back with a bit of pace.
I think Alaba is available at the end of the season. Whether we can put a little bit of money down and say, look, you either lose him for nothing, or here's 10 million, here's 15 million, here's 20 million. Let's take him off your hands now, so you've made a bit of money. Upamecano in the same situation. His release clause activates in the summer, which is like 36.5 million, maybe again. Here's 45 mil. Let's have him now, sort of thing. Those two would be my sort of preference. I would like to see a central defensive midfielder, but I think because we've got so many midfielders currently that we need to get rid of, I don't think the board would allow a move in that department, even though you're right. If we had that one guy, maybe even an Ndidi type character, who can do the defensive midfield role all on his own, therefore the other two midfielders can push forward and the defense don't look as shocking. So I don't, just because the fact that we've got so many midfielders and so many to get rid of, the Andreas Pereiras and the Jesse Lingards, and I think the midfield is saturated at the moment with Deadwood. Getting another one in without someone going out is going to be really difficult. You never know. We might be able to shift a few people on in January, and then maybe we can make that deal. But that's probably where I think it is. But let's wait and see. Obviously, like I said, the window is going to open very, very soon. So we'll be able to see what the rumors are, and we'll probably do a show on the rumors to see who we want, what's likely, what's not. I think we'll wrap it up there. It's been a little bit of a while. Thank you so much both for joining me in the Manchester United review. I think the unanimous decision here so far is the fact that United have dropped 2 points. 2 points extra today would have catapulted us into the title charged without a shadow of a doubt. But hopefully, going forward, we can continue the good form we've shown. And when it gets to January the 17th, it's a nice title shootout. Thanks for joining us here on the Redflex. We'll be here with you for the next game